back at Daytona International Speedway, and NASCAR Speed Weeks continue. We will have everything covered through the 21st here at Daytona. Practice session comes up for the NASCAR Winston Cup cars tomorrow morning, and then the second round of qualifying at 1 o'clock. You'll see it on ESPN and ESPN2. That's tomorrow. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Part of the Go Network, go.com. 46 laps completed out of 80 in this Goody's Dash Series event. The Discount Auto Parts 200, and still up front we have Christian Elder, pursued by Robert Huffman, and the 77 of Johnny Chapman. Down to Jerry Punch with a comment on the number 9 car of Ned Combs. He's running fourth.
And Bob, Ned Combs is a veteran of this series, been around for 23 years, been racing in the NASCAR Goodies Dash since 1978. And all that time, he has one career victory, that coming at his home racetrack in 1979, just a year after he started racing in the series. Now, Ned told me before the race began today, he said, tell all your viewers that are members of AARP or want to pull for an over-the-hill guy to pull for me. I haven't ever had very much luck at Daytona. I have one career victory. I would like to get one more win, maybe even at Daytona, in my wildest dreams before I call it quits. He is the oldest driver in today's field at 55 and a half years old.
Well, that time he had fallen back a couple of car lengths, so he trying to draft back up to that front three. He really had a good toe that time and ran 165.3 miles per hour trying to catch back up.
And right there in 2 cars, the 9 of Ned Combs and the 54 of B.J. Mackey, you have a indication of the age differences in this race. B.J. Mackey only 22 years of age, while Ned Combs up into his mid-50s.
And we see that Ned Combs and B.J. Mackey's car isn't handling as well as they'd like, because when they passed that slow car, they had to slow down some. Now here's a real can of worms right here.
2x2 racing, and because of that, they have fallen back considerably from the lead draft. They're now 8.5 seconds behind the front 7.
And we see Ricky Bryant there. Looks like he has fixed that engine problem in the Polster Washington Apple's car, because he's running right with this group.
Yep, sure is. It's Edward Howell there in the 07 and Roger Sawyer in the 38. This isn't a battle for position, but Bryant obviously has that problem fixed.
Wow. And there's Brandon Head, the 84 car. There's 3 wide. Comes Brian Sockwell in that group.
Ricky Bryant is only 1 lap down in 12th position.
These guys are going for it, aren't they?
There's also Scott Weaver in the 2 car, one of those involved in the second lap incident.
There's Angie Wilson, the 06 car. She still hasn't changed tires. I thought they were flat spotted, but she's still out there.
And look at Ricky Bryant. He just passed everybody in this pack.
This is Bryant's onboard camera. I tell you what, he really has a fast race car.
Yep, sure does. Down to Bill Weber, who has more on Bryant's ride in this number 5 car, lapped out in 12th.
And they're hoping they can make that lap up, Bob. And what they found out had happened underneath the hood was that the heat shield on one of the plug wires had come loose, and the plug wire was actually starting to burn itself up, and that was causing a short. Under the caution, they found that problem, repaired it, sent him back out. Now they need a little help to get their lap back. Then they think they can race with the leaders.
I thought I saw just a little bit of smoke out of the back of that 5 car.
Oh, yeah?
Maybe not. And maybe it was just some dust, some sand back there. I thought I saw something out of the back.
Well, Ricky needs a caution. He's about 13 seconds behind the leader and a lap down. So without a caution, he's not going to be able to make up that lap, I don't believe. We've got 29 laps to go.
Something has happened to B.J. Mackey's car. He's on pit road. Looks like he has a flat tire.
So one of those running in the lead draft has come in for an unscheduled pit stop. There are the top three. And there is B.J. Mackey, who was running in 7th position. They're changing the right front on the car.
He was going to just stand up and let the car drive under the hose, but someone said, no, you got to come back. And we see that BJ is, in fact, going to lose a lap to this group.
Yep. Well, again, we're coming up on the pit window where most everybody else is going to have to come in for one final pit stop before the end of this race. 52 out of 80 laps completed at Daytona. Christian Elder continues to lead the Discount Auto Parts 200 for the NASCAR Goodies Dash Series. Meanwhile, the pole sitter and the early leader, Brian, who led 15 laps, we saw him like a rocket ship passing a lot of cars, but now something has gone wrong again.
I believe he was smoking. I thought I saw some smoke out of the back of that car, and the last time he went down through the tri-oval, I looked down, and once again, I believe he has some type of problem causing the car to smoke.
Well, he's slowly coming down pit lane. We'll watch once again and see if we can detect. Yeah, you can see a little smoke coming out.
Just barely.
Yep.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
There's trouble.
There's trouble, that's right.
And he has made it to his pit box, and they're once again raising the hood on that car.
You see the NASCAR Busch Dash Series official under the car trying to see where the oil is coming from. Bill Weber?
And they've reported to the driver that they have oil all over the back of the car. They've gone under the hood. Now they're going under the rear end of the car. So it's a major problem. The official calling them back there to look again underneath the rear of the car. So major problems here for Ricky Bryan. They were optimistic a few laps ago, but not now. Jerry?
Well, the pit window has opened for the lead cars a lap ago. Now, they can probably run 2, maybe 3 more laps before they would have to come in for fuel. And this will definitely be their last scheduled pit stop. Looking for Robert Huffman and Johnny Chapman, maybe Randy Humphrey and crew in about 2 laps. In fact, they're discussing now whether they should go ahead and come in this time by. But, Benny, I would think they would want to wait and all come in together and use that draft.
I would think that's exactly right. Just like we see the NASCAR winch. I see Huffman waving his arm.
Huffman's waving, yep.
To the group behind him.
Yeah, they're coming in. Ned Combs, it looks like, is going to stay out. But the other 5 cars head for pit road. So Ned Combs is going to come down and lead a lap. Down to Bill Weber. They're coming toward you, Bill.
Christian Elder leads the parade down pit road. This should be the final regularly scheduled pit stop for these Goodies Dash cars. Elder can go further, he believes, than anyone else, but he had to pit with the pack, or he wouldn't have had any drafting partner. No tires needed. It's simply fuel. They check the sheet metal around the rear tires. Fuel's in, windshield's clean. Elder's going to try and beat him off. Jerry?
And Huffman is off. Here comes Elder. Here comes Chapman. They're 3 wide, and it'll be Elder and then Huffman and Chapman off of pit road as Randy Humphrey overshot his pit, had to be pushed back up, so that cost him an extra 4 or 5 seconds.
And Ned Combs, I believe, made a serious mistake in not pitting with this group of cars because he's out there by himself with no one to draft with, and he's going to slow down 5 or 6 miles per hour.
Bad call by Ned. He did, of course, lead a lap. Now he's on pit road coming in.
And he knows that he's got to get into pit road as quickly as he can and not let this lead group of cars get too big a lead on him. He comes to stop. Okay.
7.9 second pit stop for Ned. He has trouble getting away. Now it's going.
But that's time. And we saw those first 5 or 6 cars. They really didn't have any problems. And this was just time, more time than he lost.